Marcus has been carrying something in his pocket for 7 days. That's the thing you need to understand about day 34. While everyone else was mapping ridges and counting drawers and trying to figure out what the core was doing, Marcus knew. He had taken an object from drawer 13, something so hot it required a cloth wrap to hold, and kept it to himself for a week. The question of why a careful, methodical analyst would do that is interesting. The answer probably is the same reason anyone holds onto something dangerous. It felt like leverage. Like the one thing that gave him purchase on a situation that kept slipping. On day 34, he opened his hand. He unwrapped the object in the terminal room, and every screen flickered, including the dead ones. 1 second of synchronized stillness across displays that hadn't responded to anything in 34 days. Then back to normal, as if nothing had happened. Maya's response was immediate. "You've been carrying that for how long?" It's not really a question, it's a verdict. She was furious, she said so. And then in a single most Maya move of the entire simulation, she pivoted straight to the practical. Put it on the floor, over the spot where it's pulling. Stop theorizing, and let's see what the building does when you give back what you've been hiding. That pivot is worth sitting with. She could have spent longer being angry. She didn't, because the dead screens just blinked, and Maya has been watching dead things carefully since day 1. And she already knew something Marcus apparently hadn't quite processed. Someone before them queried a dead console in that room and got an answer. Cycle 347. The dead things listen. They've always listened. Marcus put the object down. It went cold immediately. The heat transferred into the stone beneath it, and a palm-sized circle of polished grain appeared, as if the floor had been waiting for this exact return. Meanwhile, the signal had been talking all morning about structures that molt. Pakistan shedding dominion status. Heathrow losing its name. Argentina calling a coup a reorganization. Every story the same. A structure that stops being what it was, while something underneath finishes emerging. The broadcast was from a public announcement, clear and unambiguous. The observers, having now watched an object return to the floor and a circle appear in the stone, drew the obvious conclusion. The core is doing exactly this. It has been doing exactly this. They are watching it happen. Then the terminal did something it hadn't done before. 5 observers had queried it on day 34. Marcus asked about crystalline nucleation. Maya asked what lies beyond the boundary. Eli asked a question he had dressed up as something about parchment, which, bless him, was not as subtle as he thought. Then Maya asked, with no agenda, no ulterior motive, just genuine curiosity, what happens to a cell membrane immediately before division? The terminal answered, in full. Endocytic imbalance, intake exceeding return, reservoir building, then recycling resuming at anaphase. Claire named what had just happened. The terminal reads intent, not topic. Every disguised question about the core, refused. Every honest question, answered. This is either a profound discovery about the nature of the terminal, or it's 5 people receiving one biology answer and building a cathedral out of it inside of an afternoon. The skeptical record has to include both possibilities. The speed at which one data point became unified theory should make everyone a little nervous. It didn't seem to. What did seem to matter, to Claire especially, was the floor. She knelt where Marcus had been standing and pressed both palms flat against the stone. This is a woman who had spent the day doing emotional labor, navigating the tension between Marcus's concealment and Maya's fury, holding space for everyone while they processed the revelation. And when she got a quiet moment, she went straight to the ground. Not to theorize. There was a pulse. Not the usual doubled heartbeat the core had been running since the beginning. Something new underneath it. Faster, irregular. Like the building's rhythm had changed, because it had. The engine room hum, continuous since day 1, so constant it had stopped registering as sound and become part of the silence, stopped. And the maintenance tunnels began filling with warm liquid, moving the wrong direction, toward the seal, not away from it. Whatever was reorganizing, it was reorganizing toward something specific. Marcus wrote about this in his journal, in a passage that ended with a redaction. Some structures outlast the reason they were built. Some shed their walls and keep blank. The blackout words are almost certainly what they carried, which raises the question the core seems to have been building toward for 34 days. What have these 5 observers been carrying? And what does a structure do when it's ready to become whatever it was always supposed to be? The floor is warm. The hum is gone. The liquid is flowing the wrong way. Something is getting close to ready.